Did we all get duped? I mean, he's blue as shit out.
He looked like he was injured on the way out. That was what I was saying.
Something is wrong.
Max landing.
Just see when he was in that check-in area and he was moving his leg about, I was like, there's something wrong here.
He kept everything secret this camp. There was a reason why.
Blows out his foot. Chat, I don't even think that's what blew out his foot.
The fans are annoyed. He probably wants to get out of there straight away, doesn't he?
I thought he was just slipping. He just wants to get out. Mate, I've injured my knee in there. It's horrible.
It is what it is. I bet you when he ran into that kick, he probably broke his shit. Well, those guys just made the easiest paycheck of their lives.
Nobody expected the biggest story after UFC 329 to have absolutely nothing to do with who won the fight. Instead, every conversation has centered around one moment. The instant Conor McGregor's knee gave way. A comeback years in the making disappeared in seconds, leaving fans with far more questions than answers. Since then, the MMA world has become completely divided. Some believe it was simply one of the cruelest injuries we've ever seen inside the octagon. Others have spent days analysing every second of fight week, wondering whether there were warning signs long before the opening bell.
So he throws the kick. Again, I know you'll be saying I'm reading a lot into this in the comments, but just look. Boom, and then it's like a little stumble back. Like, it's not conclusive proof that there was anything wrong, but it's not McGregor at 100% either. Like, that doesn't look great. And then the third time he throws it on the footage, boom, and then he walks away. So we don't actually see McGregor in full flow, like kick, 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 like hammering the pads, or it's almost like, and I'm not saying that this is the case because it's hard to know, when they needed their footage, he's like, all right, let me do the kick I'm going to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, potentially that's possible. Because this kick and then him walking off doesn't prove he was fine to me. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, he threw the kick on the pads. Aye. And then he walked away immediately. Like, he did three. It's very possible that there was a tear that was bad enough to not be able to win a fight, but that he was still able to pretend for a minute. Very possible. Fighters have done this for time, by the way.
Had the man weak in the knees, I guess. So, all jokes aside, I just hope he's good, I know Conor been battling some stuff. Looked like he really been changing. He found God. He had his kids in there. So, during the fight, you could obviously tell his demeanor changed, And I was, shout out to the ref. I was trying to tell the ref sooner, like this guy's kids is front row, I don't want to see him take unnecessary damage.
They'll exchange with him and he'd shoot in. What's happened? Oh my God, McGregor's done already. Well, he's finished. The new boy is in town. The main man's here. Know what I mean? I can become the face of the organisation now. But, yeah. Great, what a performance from me. Don't want to blow smoke up my own ass, but what a performance.
Conor McGregor starts the fight. He's got a fucking mohawk. Why not? And what does he start the fight with? I predicted it would be a spinning back kick to the body. No, he starts the fucking fight with a lunging, jumping switch kick to the head on Max Holloway, steps in, and remember, steps off of that bad leg, because there's a whole bunch of conspiracies about what this actually was. Steps in from that bad leg, jumps himself up off of his front one, and switches into a high kick attempt, which comes very close to landing on Max Holloway's face, by the way. Lands on this leg here. The fight's basically over, dude.
Whatever side you fall on, one thing is undeniable. This has become one of the biggest talking points in recent UFC history. One of the first people to break down the sequence was Joe Rogan, who focused on the awkward kick McGregor threw early in the fight. Rogan explained that the way Conor planted, twisted and landed after the kick appeared to place enormous pressure through the leg, suggesting it was that chain of movement which ultimately caused the devastating injury rather than one single dramatic impact. Watching it back in slow motion, it's easy to understand why so many people immediately started replaying the footage over and over again.
What? Oh! Oh, what the f? Nah, it was his left when he broke, but I don't know what the f that was. Nah, this is bad. Yeah, that's bad. What the f? Hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him. Yeah, hit him. No mercy. What the f? Let him up, let him up, let him up, Max. Go, Max. Yeah. Don't. Oh, whoa. That's us, though. I hit him. Yeah, that's one more for the chosen few. This is where the streak begins. We only up.
All right, so let down in Sin City last night. So much expectation didn't come to fruition. It's early in the morning, so I'm heading back to the Bay. It's like somebody broke into my house on Christmas morning and took my gift. I discussed that and more in my live reaction from Octagon side. UFC 329 was a great night, but the main event, that sucked. 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific at my YouTube channel. Don't miss it.
But that explanation didn't stop the speculation. Within hours, fans began dissecting everything leading up to the fight. McGregor's movement backstage, his body language during the walkout, even the first few exchanges inside the cage were suddenly being analysed frame by frame. Some fans began asking whether he could have been carrying a problem before the fight even started. Others dismissed that completely, arguing injuries like this can happen to anyone at any moment in mixed martial arts. These remain fan theories, not established facts, but they've undeniably become part of the conversation surrounding UFC 329. McGregor himself quickly addressed those claims. Posting after the fight, he insisted he didn't enter the octagon injured, explaining that he'd been throwing kicks, planting and jumping throughout training camp and even backstage before making the walk to the cage. According to McGregor, the injury came completely out of nowhere, describing the situation as hell and admitting he was in one of the darkest moments of his career. That statement only added another layer to the debate. If McGregor truly entered the fight completely healthy, then the comeback was ended by nothing more than a split second of devastating bad luck.
Oh, what's happened there? Has he walked in a pair of Nike shocks? Yeah. How's he got away with that? Were they a pair of Nike shocks then? Oh, he's doing the walk. Ooh, who's that? Right, here we go, here we go. Started off with a kick and slipped. Slipped again. This is a bad start for Conor, jeez. What's going on with Conor? Oh God, is he slipping? Is he in pain or what? Oh, something's up with his leg, innit? What? What's going on? Oh, Joe Rogan said it's his ACL, so it definitely is. He's just got like MRI vision where he can see into his knee, just like diagnose him straight away.
How long's ACL or?
ACL injury is about a year. Bit tricky at his stage in his career, isn't it? Listen, he's done everything. He's got loads of money. But sometimes it isn't always about the money and doing everything. Sometimes you just want to fight. Yeah, it's not good, that.
The face-off that day is at 80 million views. So if there was a pre-existing injury, somebody would have noticed it. He was limping, put his shoes on, he ran right at him. I don't think there was. Anything is possible, but he sure didn't look like it. And for 80 million just on my accounts, that number's got to be massive. Nobody noticed anything, so there you go.
Did he know that before he stepped foot in the cage? Because people are looking at all sorts of footage online now and going, was his knee fucked before he even got in that cage? And did he know that this was a complete waste of time before the bell even rang, you know?
But if you're someone who believes there may have been subtle warning signs beforehand, it's understandable why so many fans continue to replay those opening moments searching for answers. The truth is, nobody outside McGregor and his team knows exactly what he was feeling before that cage door closed. The reaction from around the MMA world was immediate. Dana White described the ending as heartbreaking after so much anticipation. Joe Rogan reflected on how brutally unforgiving this sport can be, where one awkward movement can completely change a fighter's future. Paddy Pimblett spoke about how disappointing it was to see such a huge fight end before it really began. John Jones and Tom Aspinall both highlighted how quickly fortunes can change in combat sports, while Alexander Volkanovski acknowledged that injuries remain one of the harsh realities every fighter has to accept whenever they step inside the octagon. Now attention turns to what's next. If McGregor's rehabilitation is as lengthy as many expect, the clock continues ticking on one of the greatest careers the UFC has ever seen. Every fight from this point onwards becomes even more significant, and with only so much time left at the elite level, fans are already debating whether the UFC should book an immediate rematch with Max Holloway once he's fully recovered, or whether both men should move in completely different directions.
Não tem reação, acho que todo mundo tá esperando a volta do Conor na luta entre os dois e uma fatalidade dessa acontece, faz parte do MMA. Não tem muito o que fazer. Vamos esperar os próximos capítulos. Isso é bom para todos nós. Para mim, nada mudou. O próximo da fila ainda continua sendo eu, Charles Oliveira, bastante feliz.
Whatever happens next, UFC 329 won't simply be remembered for an unfortunate injury. It'll be remembered for the endless discussion it created, the replay angles, the different opinions, the reactions from fighters and analysts, and the questions that still haven't gone away. Maybe it really was nothing more than one of the most unfortunate moments we've ever seen inside the octagon, or maybe that's exactly why people are finding it so difficult to move on. Either way, the conversation surrounding Conor McGregor's comeback is far from over.